Well, hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something slightly different. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be attempting to bake brownies with the Omnia oven. Now, the Omnia oven is not something I would be taking out into the woods or on a push bike or motorbike camping trip with me. So today we're going to be doing it from the luxury setting of inside our horse box. So this is to simulate using an Omnia oven in something like a camper van, caravan, horse box. So fingers crossed it works, guys. I'm not renowned for my baking skills. I'm sure my missus thinks this is going to be an absolute nightmare. I'll catch you later. We'll see how well I do, shall we? Right then, guys, we'll get on with the business of baking brownies, shall we? So it is a premix, but it is made by a woman who makes them at home. So hopefully this will work. I'm not very good at baking. I don't profess to be any sort of excellent cook, but we'll give it a go. Who knows, I might be able to even mix it, because I struggle with that sometimes. So we'll crack on and get the packet open, and what we do is we add the mix to the bowl, and I'm using one of my Trangia pans as the bowl. And then you just add water up to 125 millilitres, adding little on often and mixing. It does actually recommend using an electric mixer, but I haven't got one of those up at the field here, so it'll be down to good old muscle power. Right, so that's the mixing. And there's exactly 1000 millilitres of water in here, so I should be able to hopefully do the maths and mix it all up. So we'll start by adding just a little bit, give that a mix. Breaking up any lumps as we come across them, just with the back of the spoon. I think that's how I've seen them do it on TV anyway. Now I'm sort of surmising that you need to get a sort of doughy mixture going here. But we'll just keep adding a little bit of water till I think it looks right, and hope for the best, shall we? Oh, it's starting to bind, so we must be doing something right. How much water have we added so far? Just under 100 millilitres. So a little splash more. That is just about the recommended 125 millilitres. So I'm not going to rush to add more. It says to mix on slow for 1 minute and medium for 2 minutes. Oh, that looks good. You can actually smell the chocolate brownie smell now as you're mixing it. Wish this was smelly vision for you guys. So now that's starting to take shape, I think what we'll do is we'll start preheating the Omnia oven while I carry on mixing that. So as with the Omnias, it's the heat ring first. Let the heat ring preheat for a little while before you add the main oven to it. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay. I secretly think my better half thinks I'm going to make an absolute mess of this. And to be totally honest with you, she's got a 50-50 chance of being right. Oh, I've just licked a little bit of the dough off my finger, and that is really nice. We did actually sample this at the Christmas fair where we bought it before I decided which one to buy, and it was really nice. So that's the main oven placed on top now, and hopefully we'll start to see the temperature rise on that. I'll just have a look at the phone. Yeah, you guys can see the temperature gauge from there, so hopefully you'll be able to see it rise. So what we'll do, guys, is I'll carry on mixing. We'll let the oven preheat, and I'll bring you back when I'm doing something a little more interesting. Right then, guys, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use the actual metal ring to separate the silicone that's going to hold the cake mix or the brownie mix from the actual pan itself, to try and reduce burning on the bottom of the brownie mix. So what we'll do is we'll start to spoon this in now. Can you guys see that silicone ring at that? I'll just move it there. That's it. So we'll start to spoon this in and even it out. I'm not sure how this is going to work in here. I haven't pre-tested this or anything, so we shall have to take it as it comes. It looks as though it's going to be a pretty good fit. The oven's already up to temperature. It didn't take long at all. It actually took me a little by surprise how quickly it got up to temperature, and I've had to turn it down onto minimum setting because this cooks for 30 minutes at 160 degrees C, and it absolutely rocketed up to 175 degrees and was climbing quite quickly. So I did have to turn it down a little. Let's get as much of this mix out of the pan as we can, save on washing up, and increase the amount of yumminess we've got in there. I'll just scrape that out with my finger. And I'll just smooth this out with the back of the spoon, try to get it nice and even. That doesn't look bad at that. I'm not too worried. We're not being scored on presentation, purely on taste. So that looks good. We are at about 160 on there. So moment of truth, guys. Let's pop it in there and keep his fingers crossed, shall we? So in she goes. Just make sure she's seated. Get the lid on. And just let the temperature creep back up. Right, I'm not going to bore you for 30 minutes of watching the temperature gauge and wondering what's happening inside that beautiful red lid. We'll come back as and when needed. Okay guys, see you later. Right then guys, I've just been out doing a few things outside and I've come back to check on how we're progressing really. And yeah, I've no need to worry about cleaning the bowl. The dog managed to take it off the worktop and has licked it clean for me. It will get a wash obviously, but yeah, there's no cleaning out the bowl for me, unfortunately. And there's no denying it, he left muddy paw prints on the worktop, so bang to rights. So let's see, shall we? Let's see how we're looking inside. Ooh, that's looking quite nice actually. The temperature's a little bit on the high side. We'll just bring that down a little. It seems to be doing all right. It's about a third of the way through cooking, so we'll keep checking back and I'll keep you guys informed. Catch you later. Right then guys, we're getting close to time, so I've repositioned the camera better, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm seeing a little better. Let's have a quick look, shall we? See where we're at. Oh, don't that look nice? I've got a skewer. Let's just see how well it's actually baking. Oh yeah, a little way to go yet, so we'll leave that a little bit longer. I am having problems regulating the temperature, but that is more down to this stove. It's either on or off this stove, so actually regulating the flame to keep it at 106 is proving a little more challenging than I anticipated. So we'll come back later guys. Right then guys, we're just past the 30-minute mark, which is what the recipe said this should take, so we'll have a check. I'm doubtful it's going to be ready. I've found with Omnia ovens, even though they state apply the normal cooking times for a normal conventional oven, I've always found it takes that little bit longer. But we'll have a check anyway. Who knows, this might be the exception that proves the rule. Do you know what guys, nothing left on the skewer. I think we're there, so I'll turn off the heat, let it cool a little before I try and handle it, and then we'll dish this baby up. Right then guys, here goes nothing. Not quite sure how we're going to do this. I've got a knife ready. I think if I lift the lid off, I'll just put that back there out of the way, lift out the silicone insert, because I find silicone, even when everything else around it is hot, is just about bearable to lift. That is very hot. Oh yeah, very hot. Don't really want to use my dirty outdoor gloves to do this, so we'll try for one quick swift action. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we've got that out. Let's just ease it away from the sides. And see if we can get this to come out of the mould, shall we? Right, it doesn't appear to be too badly stuck, so see what happens if I can flip it. And I think we've had what you might call limited success with this. We do have a brownie. Unfortunately, it's not fully in one piece. It does, however, look to be cooked through and not burnt either top or bottom. Let's get the bits that stayed in the mould. Right. As they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Not the best presentation in the world, guys, but then, as I said earlier, I don't profess to be any sort of chef, cook, baker, whatever you want to call it, but Oh yeah, that tastes absolutely fantastic. So there guys, brownies are possible in an Omnia oven, as long as you don't care how they look. So guys, what did I think of my experience of baking brownies with the Omnia oven? Well, bear in mind everything I say comes with the point of view from somebody who can't bake and isn't renowned for his cooking skills. But it was quite painless. It tastes lovely. There's no denying that. I suspect I'm not going to get a lot of it. My missus loves chocolate cake. But actually getting it out when it's baked means you can't get good presentation on it. It didn't rise as much as I had expected it to, but I've since been informed that that is a brownie. A brownie doesn't rise like a cake would rise. So whether that was right or wrong, I don't know. But all in all, yeah, quite a pleasant experience. I could see myself doing that again when we were base camping somewhere for a prolonged period. Definitely not something I'd be taking into the woods or on a lightweight camping trip. But it's horses for courses, and it's good at what it's supposed to do. If I was that way inclined, I would definitely have one in a camper van, particularly if I was living in it long term. It opens up a wide variety of options for you. So hope this was of some use to you guys. If so, please hit that like and or subscribe, and remember, oh, one more thing, if you've got any tips and tricks about how I can do this better or get better at it, please drop them down in the comments. And remember guys, above all, keep on dabbling.